Hello, people of YouTube. It's Mick here from Chain Smoking Politics, and today I want to talk about mega churches and tax exemption in the United States. Well, I'm just going to start off with some numbers here. The number one church in the United States, this is mega church, is Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. It is ran by Joel Osteen, which I'm sure some of you guys must have heard of. If you walk into any bookstore, his books are on the shelves and that. The average weekly attendance at his mega church is 43,500 people, which is a good bit of people. I don't know if it's this church here or not. I just pulled this one. But the annual budget of his mega church is $70 million. And he does the TV stuff. He pulls in apparently 7 million viewers in the U.S. and broadcasts to 100 nations or countries in the world. But should churches be tax exempt with that kind of look at that, $70 million, and they don't pay a bit of taxes. Neither does Joel Osteen. And another example is the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has the most expensive real estate in the United States belongs to the Catholic Church for the most part. In places like New York City, Washington, D.C., Boston, big cities and stuff, real estate is ridiculous, and they don't pay a dime of tax. It's interesting, and the way the tax code works for that. Let me Google this real quick, because I did not do this beforehand. I was not prepared. Exempt. I apologize. I forget okay, here we go. I apologize again. The tax code for the churches is 501c3, which basically states that if a church is going to be tax exempt, they can't be an action organization. They cannot influence legislation, and they cannot participate in campaign activity for or against any political candidates. Now, in this day and age, how many churches do you see actually not doing that? For an example, Proposition 8 in the state of Maryland, not hundreds of churches, but quite a few churches with signs against Proposition 8, which, in my opinion, is an influence of legislation and a violation of 501c3. May or may not be, but in my opinion, it is. They are legislating. And nowadays, with even the Catholic Church and big churches like that legislating morality, influencing politicians, and you have politicians too who are openly talking that the reason they believe this and that is because of the Bible. Again, not a hit on Gingrey, I promise that, wink. Has said in one of his videos that he goes to the Bible on his views for same-sex marriage. And I personally believe it is about time for churches to lose their tax exemption, especially when you're pulling in, the budget of his church, let me go back to this here, the budget of Joel Osteen's church is $70 million, and not a lick of that goes to taxes. And I just think it's ridiculous. There are the parsonages too. That's the church itself, but his parsonage. I don't have any numbers on that, but it's probably at least $1 million, and he doesn't pay any property tax. It is just, I personally think it's about time we change that, especially since more churches are becoming tax exempt or start enforcing the tax exemption. If a church is doing that, then they need to be slapped on the wrist and told, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that, if they want to keep their tax exempt status. I personally believe that they should stay out of politics. The reason this tax exemption was opened and made for the churches was so they would stay out of politics, and they don't do that anymore. So I think they should either start following it or start paying taxes.